Today, Fun with Flowers and Jay is brought to you by Design Master Color Tool.
Welcome to the world of flowers. I'm Jay Schwanke. I've spent my entire life surrounded by flowers. As a fourth-generation florist, flowers have been a part of my daily life for as long as I can remember. Now I'm on a mission to share my knowledge and love of flowers with everyone I meet. Growing, picking, arranging, designing, and sharing. It's all fascinating to me because I love flowers. Anything flowers and everything flowers. Welcome to Fun with Flowers and Jay. Today on Fun with Flowers and Jay, we're painting succulents that will include in a beautiful wedding bouquet. Succulents are one of the most popular trends for today's weddings and special events. Whether you're using them as a party favor or using them in the bouquet itself, they add an element of texture that's magical. It's a growing plant that you've actually added to the bouquet. But now we can use succulents and change up the color using some of the amazing colors from Design Master Color Tool. Design Master Paint allows us to change the colors of succulents, whether we're using metallics or just for flowers, to give subtle hues and tones. Today, we'll paint succulents and then create them into a beautiful bouquet that we can use for a wedding or special event. So let's take a look at the succulents themselves. Again, they paint because the texture on the surface is so amazing. But remember, sometimes you have a color of a succulent that you might want to show. This one, for example, has that wonderful gray tonality. And I want that gray tonality to show through. So in this case, I painted it with Colortex. Now the thing about Colortex is it adds additional texture and it almost looks as if there's been snow that's fallen on this succulent. The thing about Colortex is that it takes 24 hours to dry. It's a water-based material, so I sprayed it on and I allowed it to dry. So now it's dry to the touch and I can work with it. Another technique that we can do with it too is to add glitter to succulents. Simply by using glue for glitter, I can take our wonderful gray succulent, we'll add a little bit of the glue for glitter, and then we can sprinkle on halogen glitter. I'll intensify it a little more towards the center. And we can even give it an extra coat to ensure that it holds into place. We can also do just the edge of a succulent by using glue for glitter. I'll take a pick and put it into the back of the succulent itself. That's going to give me a handle so I can hold on to it. I'll apply the glue for glitter and then simply roll it in the microfine glitter. It just gives a great edge to all of those pieces. I like using a monochromatic glitter with the succulent because then it's very subtle. It's a great way for us to add bling to our succulents. Now what about metallic colors? It gives them a great texture to have super silver, bronze, or copper as tones on the succulents themselves. The super silver looks great, and imagine those two together for a Christmas arrangement. But at the same time, we can change up the hue of the metallics by adding just for flowers. In this case, we'll use the lilac. Airbrushing that lightly over the top of the silver adds a wonderful cast to that still has a metallic finish and then has that great lavender tone. The bronze tone is beautiful because it brings out that wonderful October brown type color. I'm going to leave those with just the bronze color today for our project. But we're going to change up the color of our copper ones. And we'll do that using tiger lily. This is going to give them a little more orange content, which is going to work well with the fall tones we're going to use in our hand bouquet. Remember to stay back between 10 and 12 inches, and also use short blasts and light coats. Light coats dry very quickly. Using a heavy coat, you're just going to run your paint, and that's not a good idea. So airbrushing it on gently and doing several coats is going to give you a great desired effect. The difference is very subtle, but once you hold them side by side, you can start to see how that tiger lily warms up that wonderful copper finish. It's a great way for you to make subtle changes using Design Master paints on any type of material, but with succulents, it's really great. So now, let's create a beautiful bouquet using our tinted succulents. I've wired the succulents so that I can insert them into the bouquet. So what we're doing is taking a 22 gauge wire. We're simply going to run it through the stem on the back side of the succulent. So it goes through all the way. We run the wire through to the middle and then bend it down. We use floral tape to tape it off. The great part about succulents is that they have such a great water reserve. And these can be pulled out of the bouquet afterwards and then planted. It's a wonderful keepsake that you can have after the bouquet is gone. So we have our 4 succulents with our taped wires, and they'll fit into our hand bouquet. We'll be using some dark Milva roses, Scabiosa pods, Crispidia yarrow, Hypericum, Scabiosa, Banksia protea pods, Gerber daisies, calla lilies, and hanging amaranthus. Gives us a very fall tonality and lots of texture in the bouquet. So now we'll just put it together. I laid my flowers out on the table, so I knew which flowers I was going to use. That way I could add them to the bouquets in groupings, collecting them together in my hands. You'll notice that my very last insertions are my succulents. Because they're on the thin wire, I can slip them down into the exact place I want them once the entire bouquet is created. They're the focal point of the bouquet, and I really want to draw attention to them. If I wanted them to be more subtle, I could put them in earlier. But in this case, we're adding them almost as topping to our entire bouquet. Our final step is to coat it using Kreisel Professional Glory. Our vase will act as a display piece as well as providing a water source. I love the way that the ribbon and the amaranthus puddle up on the table. That's the beautiful part about this textural arrangement. And our bronze and copper succulents are absolutely beautiful. I love the way that the metallic colors mix in with the fall tones. Leave it to Design Master to create color tools that allow us to change the color of anything. Until next week, keep having fun with flowers.